The Ural Mountains of Russia have long been a place of mystery and danger. But in the winter of 1959, these remote mountains became the setting for one of the most baffling tragedies in modern history. Don't need to wear headphones when I'm recording dialogue. Don't need to do it. Don't know why I decided to do it, but I did it. Move this out the way real quick. Let's move this over some. That way I can get the microphone directly in front of my face.
Are you stupid or something?
The Ural Mountains of Russia have long been a place of mystery and danger. But in the winter of 1959, these remote mountains became The Ural Mountains of Russia have long been a place of mystery and danger. But in the winter of 1959, these remote mountains became the setting for one of the most baffling tragedies in modern history. 9 experienced hikers ventured into the wilderness, but none returned alive. Their bodies were found scattered across the mountainside, their tents ripped open from the inside, and snow-covered terrain was hiding clues to their final, harrowing moments. Welcome to the story of the Dyatlov Pass Incident. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or if it's the first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Stone Rock, and today we're talking about the Dyatlov Pass Incident. So, if you'd like what we do here, leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe. Let me know down below what you think of the Dyatlov Pass Incident, and without any further ado, we're going to get into it. Our story begins with a group of young, adventurous souls, students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. They were part of a larger club dedicated to exploring the wilderness and testing their skills in the harsh environment. These were not amateurs, but seasoned hikers, trained in survival and navigation. Igor Dyatlov, the group's leader, a passionate and meticulous adventurer, Igor had led several hiking expeditions before this one. His leadership skills and attention to detail earned him the respect from his peers. Yuri Doroshenko, strong-willed and courageous, Yuri had once confronted a bear on a previous expedition, making him one of the more daring members of the group. Lyudmila Debinina, a bright, optimistic girl known for her strong spirit. She had previously experienced a gunshot wound on another expedition, proving her resilience. Zenata Komogorova, a close friend of Igor Dyatlov and a reliable hiker. She often shared her poetry and writings with the group, bringing her a lighter, creative energy. Yuri Yudin, the only survivor, though not for reasons of luck. Yuri Yudin, suffering from a chronic back condition, had to turn back early due to illness and unknowingly saved his own life. Rustem Slobodin, a talented engineer and athlete. Rustem was known for his stamina and his determination. Nikolai Thibault Brignoli, the oldest and perhaps most experienced, Nikolai was a brilliant engineer, and his strength made him a valuable asset to the group. Semyon Zolotoyov, the outlier of the group, a World War II veteran and hiking instructor. Semyon joined the group at last minute. His military experience added to a layer of mystery. Alexander Kolovetov, known for his calm and measured approach, Alexander was a physics student and an essential part of the group. These 9 individuals set off on what was supposed to be a routine trek through the wilderness, but by the end of their journey, their lives would be cut short in ways that would defy explanation. I believe they were part of like a hiking course. I don't think it was for a grade or anything like that. It could have been. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know that all students just attended the same polytechnical school. The Dyatlov group had planned a 200-mile trek through the Ural Mountains, specifically aiming for Mount Oratin, Mount Utortin, a place known for its remoteness and difficult terrain. But fate had another plan. On the night of February 1st, 1959, they made camp on the slopes of Kholat Syakhl, a name that ominously translates to Dead Mountain, in a language of the local Mansi people. The Mansi revere the Ural Mountains, and many locals believe that the area was cursed or sacred. Stories of strange occurrences and dangerous spirits in the mountains were passed down through generations. Did the hikers unknowingly disturb something, or were they victims of something far more mundane yet uniquely terrifying? The group began their trek on January 27, 1959. Their spirits were high, and for the first few days, they were documented in their diaries and photographs. But as the days wore on, the weather worsened and a snowstorm grew more intense. On January 31st, they had reached the edge of the highland area and prepared for their final ascent. They left supplies behind in a cache, planning to return after reaching Mount Otorten. On February 1st, the group made a critical decision. Instead of descending into the nearby forest for shelter, they would set up camp on an exposed slope of the mountain. Some believe this was done as a challenge to test their skills, but this decision, seemingly small at the time, may have sealed their fates. When the group failed to return on February 12th, their friends and families grew concerned. By February 20th, a search party was organized, including volunteers, military personnel, and planes. 6 days later, they found something chilling in the group's tent, half buried in the snow and eerily intact. The tent had been ripped open from inside. Inside were boots, clothing, and equipment. Outside were footprints in the snow leading away from the wilderness. What could have caused these experienced hikers to flee in the freezing night, with temperatures reaching negative 30 degrees Celsius, leaving behind everything they needed to survive? The first two bodies, those of Yuri Doroshenko and Ludmila Dubinina, were found near the remains of a campfire under a cedar tree. Barely clothed, their skin was burned as if they had desperately tried to stay warm. 3 more bodies, including Igor Dyatlov, were found between the tree and the tent as if they were attempting to return to safety. But it was the 4th and final bodies, discovered in May, that shocked investigators even more. These 4 had sustained injuries so severe that they were compared to those of a car crash. Ludmila was found with her tongue missing, her eyes gone, and parts of her facial tissue removed. 2 others had broken ribs, and 1 had a fractured skull. Yet there were no external wounds to explain these devastating injuries. The Soviet investigation was swift, but it left more questions than answers. Forensic analysis revealed high levels of radiation on some of the hikers' clothing, though there was no official explanation for this. Autopsies showed some died of hypothermia, while others had traumatic injuries that seemed impossible to explain. And then there were the reports of the hiker's skin appearing orange and their hair turning gray. Over the decades, many theories have emerged to explain the hikers' mysterious deaths. Let's take a look at some of these. The avalanche theory. This is the most widely accepted theory. The idea is that an avalanche forced the group to flee their tent in a panic. But this theory has its flaws. There were no signs of an avalanche in the area, and the tent remained intact. Military testing. Some believe that the group accidentally wandered into a secret Soviet military test involving parachute mines and missile testing. The injuries and radiation could be linked to this theory. Infrasound theory. According to this theory, strong winds passing over the mountains created a low-frequency sound that caused panic and disorientation among the hikers. But while this could explain their irrational behavior, it doesn't account for their severe injuries. Yeti or cryptid attack. Some point to the photograph found in the hikers' cameras that shows a dark humanoid figure in the distance. Could they have been attacked by a creature unknown to science? This theory is often dismissed as speculative, but it remains a popular one among paranormal enthusiasts. UFOs. Strange lights reported in the sky around the time of the hikers' deaths had led some to suggest an extraterrestrial encounter. The radiation and burns and unnatural injuries have fueled the idea that the hikers may have been caught in some sort of extraterrestrial event. The theory, while far-fetched to some, has garnered a significant following over the years, given the lack of concrete evidence to rule it out completely. The Soviet government quickly shut down the investigation, classifying much of the information. Officially, the cause of death to the hikers was attributed to a compelling natural force, a vague statement that has left room for endless speculation. The area was declared off-limits to expeditions for several years, fueling rumors of a cover-up. Despite the case being closed, public interest only grew. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the investigation and concluded that the hikers had been victims of an avalanche, but many experts and those familiar with the case rejected this conclusion, citing that the lack of evidence of an avalanche and the bizarre nature of the injuries. To this day, no official explanation has been accepted by everyone. The case is filled with disturbing and unexplainable details. Why did the hikers tear open their tent from the inside, running into the snow in various states of undress? Some of the footprints showed signs of walking calmly, not running into public. And why did the injuries to some of the hikers resemble the impact of a car crash with no external wounds to explain it? The missing tongue and eyes of Ludmila Devanina only deepens the mystery. Some speculate that the scavenging animals caused this after her death, but others argue that the precision of the removal points to something far more deliberate. The radiation found on some of the hikers' clothing was also an anomaly. While some believe this could be explained by their university work with radioactive materials, others tie it to a more outlandish theories, including military testing or extraterrestrial encounters. Over 6 decades later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most mysterious and unsettling events in modern history. It has inspired countless books, documentaries, and films, yet the mysteries endure. The pass was named after Igor Dyatlov, forever cementing the tragedy in the collective memory of Russia. The families of the hikers continue to seek answers, but the Russian government has remained silent on many aspects of the case. For some, it's a tragic accident. For others, it is evidence of something far more sinister. We may never know what truly happened on that cold February night in 1959, when 9 young hikers met their untimely end in the shadows of the Dead Mountain. Theories will continue to swirl and investigators will continue to dig, but the truth remains as elusive as ever, buried beneath layers of snow and secrecy. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is not just a story of death, but a haunting reminder of how nature, fear, and the unknown can conspire to create mysteries that defy explanation. What do you think happened to Igor Dyatlov and his team? Was it simply a natural disaster, or was there something more sinister lurking in the mountains that night? The answers for now remain frozen in time. Paradoxical undressing can be kind of attributed to them undressing and running down the mountain. Once you get to a certain point, when hypothermia sets in, your body gets confused and your brain starts sending signals that you're warm. So you start to undress to cool everything off. Meanwhile, you're just freezing to death. That could certainly have something to do with why they ran out of the tent. Why they would cut the tent open, I can't speculate to. They're on the side of a mountain. A strong wind could have come by, picked the tent up, thrown them a little bit. Maybe, they got scared, thinking something was out there, so they cut the tent to run out. Who knows? All we can really do is speculate. The Russian government has decided that it was an avalanche. We don't really have any evidence to suggest otherwise. Like I said, all we can really do is just speculate on this. At the end of the day, 9 young people in Russia lost their lives on what was essentially just a hiking trip. The radiation is certainly unexplainable, but the theories of missile testing, or even, I believe that there was also a story of irradiated material found with them at some point. I might be mixing 2 stories up here. I remember a story of like a spear, like an orb that they had picked up and were taken with them. Like I said, I'm probably misremembering something here, but there are stories of stuff like that being found. I didn't include it in the main story here just because it's, in my opinion, it's just speculation among other things, but it, I mean, it's a tragedy. Anyways, I'm going to get out here. If you guys liked the episode, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think happened. What your theories are going from, was it a Yeti? Was it UFOs? Did the Chinese Yeren come after them? Because they're in Russia. They're close to China. You know, they're in the mountains up there. The Yeren, the Yeti, they could be the same thing. We don't know. We don't know at the end of the day. But, yeah. Check out the merch down below on the little merch shelf. We got some of the coolest merch out there. And we're getting ready to start designing new merch. So if there's anything that you want to see specifically in the merch store, let me know. Now's the time to do it, and I can add it, because we are going to start designing new merch. I want to release new merch around my birthday in April, so we will get around that. But anyways, if you like the episode, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you like. Let me know if you have any ideas for other episodes for me to look into, and we'll try to do it. Anyways, guys, I will see you next time.